grader that died on Friday, and Hector Lombard, the father of Mary Jo Maxwell and the father-in-law of Jim Maxwell. Mary Jo works in purchasing and Jim works in facilities. So if you could keep the Ritzman, the Lombard, Maxwell families, and the family of our Pine Brook student, your thoughts and prayers, it would be much appreciated. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Before we get to the agenda, I'd like to take a moment of personal privilege, and I would like to thank the community that voted last week in support of our budget and our bus resolution, our bus purchase resolution, and for voting on 3 board members last week, and 2 of our board members are here this evening, our new board members, Mr. Jordan Stencil and Ms. Mary Like. If you both could rise, welcome and congratulations. And our colleague Tracy Farmer was reelected, but she can't be here with us tonight. She's enjoying the pleasures of Italy. So with that, we'll move on to the approval of the agenda. Can I ask someone to move the agenda to the table, please? Moved by Mr. Butler, second by Mr. Maloney. Any additions, corrections, deletions to the agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor? That passes 5-0. Moving on to the Power of Partnership Award, Superintendent Groutman.
Yes, thank you. In Greece, we have proudly adopted and implemented the community school strategy for the last 7 years. Our goal with this strategy has always been to ensure equitable outcomes by building deep connections with families and creating strategic community partnerships so that students can be healthy and successful, so that families can be strong, and that our community can thrive. Since the beginning of our community schools journey in 2017, we have intentionally and systematically partnered with FoodLink to support the well-being of our students. We know that students learn best when their basic needs are met. We started small with a few food cupboards and slowly have scaled our efforts with the incredible support of FoodLink. When the COVID pandemic started, FoodLink showed up for us and for all of our students. We were able to host county-wide food distributions and make sure families had access to nutritious food while their students were learning from home. Year after year, FoodLink continues to support our community school strategy. Beyond emergency food, the agency also supports after-school clubs for several of our schools. They've created wonderful make-and-take learning kits, helping our club facilitators teach our children about healthy food and nutrition. We are so grateful to identify FoodLink as our one of our lead innovator community partners. More so, we're thrilled to announce that they are the 2024 Greece Central School District Power of Partnership Award winner. At this, oh, yes, clap. Yes, thank you, Sarika. We're very proud of this partnership. At this time, we'd like to invite Lowen Brown and Alicia Van Norman from FoodLink up to receive the award, and we'd also like to invite Shelby Levitro, our lead parent coordinator, Lindsay Wallace, our community schools assistants and food pantry coordinator, and any of the rest of the team who are here, because I know you all come in a team, to come on up here, right in front here, to take a picture and to help us give the award. So thank you so much to FoodLink.
Picture card. Just jump in. Good catch. Thank you, everyone. 1.06, the seal of biliteracy student recognition. Superintendent Groutman.
Yes, so it is beautiful to actually look out and see a full house. Many of the people sitting in this audience are going to be recognized right now. So we have done a lot of work in Greece Central with world language. But we also, so we want to recognize the students that are candidates for the Seal of Biliteracy, which is a huge honor. And we also want to recognize the students who've participated in the Puerto Rican Hispanic Youth Leadership Institute. So with that little bit of framing, I'm going to turn it over to Shauna Sweet to give us a little bit more introduction and to also help us recognize each of the students here tonight.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. We want to recognize some of our students from all 4 high schools who are candidates for the New York State Seal of Biliteracy. These students have demonstrated ability and excellence in English and a world language. So this could be a language that they've been studying in school for many years, or it could be a language that they've studied or learned at home in their community, in their home country or culture. So this year, we actually have 58 students district-wide who are working towards the Seal of Biliteracy in 10 different languages. So successful candidates will receive a New York State Seal of Biliteracy medallion upon graduation. And I'm just going to recognize some of the students in the audience who are here tonight. So from Arcadia, we have Mason Gambita for Italian. Also from Arcadia, you can stand up. You can stand up. Also from Arcadia, we have Brett Lawson for ASL. From Odyssey, we have Mason Baker for Spanish. From Odyssey, we have Nasa Ashkar for Spanish. From Olympia, we have Aolani Siaka Johnson for Spanish. From Olympia, we have Sarika Mafunami for French. From Olympia, Kamal Apak for Turkish. And from Athena, Melissa Garlock for ASL, American Sign Language. So congratulations. If you want to come up and take a picture, we'd be glad to have you. Okay, I have one more recognition. We also want to recognize our 2 Greece Central students who participated in the Puerto Rican Hispanic Youth Leadership Institute this year. Aolani Siaka Johnson, a 12th grader at Olympia, and Charlie Ann Cortez, also from Olympia, an 11th grader. So this institute takes place over the course of 6 months and involves Hispanic students from across New York State who study topics focused on leadership development, civics engagement, and democracy. The sessions help our students to understand government, the legislative process, parliamentary procedure, public speaking, debating selected assembly bills, and it's all aligned to New York State learning standards. Throughout the sessions, there is an emphasis on leadership development development in critical thinking. Aolani and Charlene both held assembly member roles in the seat of Josh Jensen in the New York State Senate in Albany. Charlene was nominated as the Junior Outstanding Delegate. She attended the Somos Gala in Albany in March, and in the fall of 2024, Charlene will attend the Somos Conference in Puerto Rico. And I also just want to recognize our partner, Anna Stukes from Midwest Auburn at BOCES 2, who is the mentor and works tirelessly for students all across the county. So thank you, Anna, and we'd love for you to join us for a picture. All right, thank you, guys.
Next up, we have our student leaders' comments from Greece Athena. Welcome this evening.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Groutman, and the members of the Cabinet. I hope you found time to rest and reflect in gratitude over the long Memorial Day weekend. My name is Ethan Rodriguez, and I am currently a senior at Greece Athena High School. My journey as a student at Greece Athena began at Patty Hill. And as we approach the graduation in the coming weeks, tonight feels a full circle moment as I get to share the number of celebrations from Greece Athena High School to my former principal and current superintendent, Ms. Kathy Groutman. During my time at Athena High School, I have been lucky enough to connect with amazing people. These relationships not only helped me academically, but more importantly, I was able to challenge myself and grow, especially on stage, as both me and Melissa have been heavily involved in the Athena High School musical theater program. Over the past few years, I participated in New York Conference All-State Choir, Select Show Choir, and dance. I was also a recipient of the Grace the Arts Scholarship and the Rochester Broadway Theater League's Tip of the Hat Award for the past 2 years. In addition to my involvement in the Athena Music Program, I have started my own business as a DJ, titled DJ Rod, a few years ago, which is generally a steady source of income to assist with college. I was formally inducted into the Greece Youth Hall of Fame last year in 2023, and I'll be graduating with honors in June. I have been accepted into college at Point Park University and Pace University for musical theater, and also Boston Conservatory at Berkeley for commercial dance. My mother would be thrilled to let you know if I could choose which I'm going to, but I only have 48 hours now to make that decision. So more to come with that one. But my long-term goal is to pursue a performance-based career with either musical theater or dance, as well as earning my real estate license. And it's with my pleasure to be with you here tonight.
Good evening. My name is Melissa Garlock, and I'm also a senior at Greece Athena High School. During my time as a Trojan, I have earned salutatory honors. Academically, I was inducted into the National Honor Society and completed community service hours through FoodLink and Grace the Arts, a non-profit with a mission to provide performance opportunities to students. At Greece Athena, I've been heavily involved in musicals and a member of Select Choir and Select Show Choir. I am the student treasurer of the Athena High School Music Department, and I am a passionate performer. I have been dancing since I was 5 years old. Over the years, I have received various accolades, such as the Rochester Broadway Theater League Stars of Tomorrow Tip of the Hat Award, the Legacy Award at Athena, and multiple dance and musical theater awards and scholarships, including a scholarship to the Institute of American Musical Theater, which I attended this past summer, living and providing for myself in New York City for 6 weeks. My involvement at Greece Athena goes past the music program, as I am a member of the Trojan Tribunes, Athena's newspaper. I am also a student facilitator through the Rennet Social Program by the Social Institute, a student-led organization involving digital citizenship and supporting students' social-emotional learning needs. I have also received my seal of biliteracy in American Sign Language and English. I work a part-time job at Lake Ave Abbott's near the beach, working in customer service. Next year, I will be attending Point Park University in Pittsburgh for dance and digital media journalism as a part of the honors program to pursue a career in theater with dreams to write for Dance magazine. My time at Greece Athena has enabled me to grow as an individual and as a part of a community. I am forever grateful for this school, and here I discovered my passion, as well as created amazing bonds with my peers. There are lots of exciting things happening at Greece Athena High School, and we are delighted to share a few of them with you tonight. To begin, for the second year in a row, Athena's high school music department earned national recognition as the best communities for music education from the National Association of Music Merchants Foundation. This award recognizes the Athena's community's collective efforts on behalf of teachers, administrators, parents, students, and community leaders who have been instrumental in making music part of a well-rounded education for Athena High School students. Thank you to NAMM for recognizing Trojan excellence. We are also thrilled to share that 3 days ago, the Athena High School Music Department, led by Kathy Dyer and Brian King, returned from our competition in Ohio, and we did not disappoint. In fact, our music department brought home a number of accolades, including 2 soloist awards for junior Vincent Musumeci and senior Maddie Piscotti's performances. However, what is most impressive is that every single Athena High School performance ensemble earned a superior rating, which is the highest designation that can be achieved. It is fair to say that our hard work continues to pay off. Thank you to the Board of Education for your approval and support with this overnight trip. We very much appreciate it.
Next, last week, a number of Athena High School students participated in Greece's first annual Youth Summit, hosted by the Superintendent's Student Equity Design Team in the Office of Equity. Student leaders from each of the 4 high schools engaged in a student-led conference, including presentations from our classmates on topics like Above the Influence, with a focus on substance abuse prevention, college admissions 101, and strategies for students to improve school climate presented by the Athena High School Equity Club. Overall, it was an incredible event. And a very special thank you to the cabinet members and Board of Education Vice President, Ms. Malor, for joining this year's Youth Summit.
The Athena Trojan student athletes continue to have an outstanding spring season. If you were not already aware, the Trojan baseball team finished as Monroe County's Division III champions and also appeared in the Section V championship game this past weekend for the 5th consecutive year in a row. Athena senior Connor Ozier was also named as the Section V Class AA Player of the Year and will be continuing his baseball journey at the Division I level for the University of Houston. Additionally, Athena Joshua Bradley has had an excellent season for the boys golf team. Josh's performance in both the Section V and Super Sectional tournaments landed him a spot in the New York State Golf Tournament of Champions. Josh will be competing both individually and as a member of the composite team representing Section V, after earning a spot among the top few golfers in the region. Congratulations and best of luck to Josh this upcoming week. Next up, the Athena girls flag football team, led by Coach Tim Bruner, had an amazing season ending with the Section V Class B1 championship title, defeating Batavia last Tuesday for the Brick. This was an exciting win, especially after the heartbreaking loss in sectionals last year, which we're still feeling a little salty about. Well done, ladies. To all members of the Board of Education here with us tonight, we invite you to join for Athletic Signing Day, hosted at Athena campus next Thursday in the Greece Performing Arts Center. During this ceremony, all college-bound athletes will be formally celebrated for their commitment to play at the Division I, II, and III College Gate levels for all 4 high schools in Greece. We hope you can make it.
And finally, we are pleased to share with you that last week, Athena High School 9th grader Talia Fafita was selected as a winner of the Congressional Art Competition for her original piece entitled Full Moon. As we speak, Talia's artwork is en route to Washington, D.C. to be displayed at the U.S. Capitol for this coming year alongside artwork from throughout the nation. Congratulations to Talia and the Athena High School Art Department. And lastly, on the behalf of the Athena community, we would like to extend a heartfelt appreciation in offering our gratitude for the Board of Education's ongoing support for our students, faculty, and members. We recognize that these celebrations tonight are not possible without your thoughtful leadership in Greece Central School District. Thank you very much.
You guys aren't going to escape without a picture.
Yep, this is all.
You too, Flagler. Somebody else can take the picture. That's why I Mr. Thanks for coming. Thank you. If you'd like to leave, if you're students or parents, this is a good time to sneak out. Thank you for coming. Have a good evening. Enjoy the weather. All right, moving on to 2.01 staffing. Can I have somebody move that to the table, please? Moved by Mr. Butler, seconded by Ms. Farah. Any comments, questions, or concerns on staffing? Seeing none, all is in favor? That passes 5-0. Assistant Superintendent Larson.
Wonderful. I am very pleased to welcome 3 assistant principals this evening, Ashley Day Marino, Tellis Lott, and Todd Fleming. See, they're very excited to come up.
I see that.
Ashley Day Marino is an alumna of Greece Central School District. She holds bachelor's degrees in childhood inclusive education and Spanish and received her first master's in teaching English to speakers of other languages. She started her teaching career in 2011 in Greece Central as an ENL teacher at the secondary level. She worked at Apollo, Athena, and Olympia and co-taught across several different content areas. After earning her master's degree in educational leadership, Ashley became an acting assistant principal at Greece Athena, held an AP position at Brockport High School, and was the assistant director of a local elementary charter school. Ashley returned to Greece Central in 2020 and taught 5th grade and kindergarten ICT at West Ridge/Early Learning Center. Ashley's heart is in Greece Central, and she is grateful to be back home. She has been the interim assistant principal at Holmes Road Elementary School since May 2023. She loves serving the Holmes Road community for this past year and is thankful to be back as a leader in Greece Central. Ashley resides in Hilton with her husband, Joe, and her golden doodle, Jilly. Ashley, Joe, and Jilly enjoy time on their boat in the summer. She is a travel enthusiast and especially loves spending time with her dad in the Sunshine State. Ashley is very grateful for the opportunity to continue as an instructional leader in Greece and serve the community that has shaped her into the educator she is today. She's especially thankful for her family and their unwavering support, her relationships in Greece Central, her relationships in Greece Central. She's honored to continue to be part of our team. Congratulations. Tellis Lott is a graduate of Monroe Community College, Buffalo State College, Nazareth University, and most recently, Bank Street College, with a master's degree in school building leadership and certification as a school district leader. Prior to coming to Greece Central, Tellis spent 13 years in the Rochester City School District as an elementary school teacher, middle school behavior intervention teacher, and lead teacher in the Office of Community Schools. He was also a director of school turnaround and assistant principal. Most recently, Tellis has served as a house assistant principal for Greece Central, beginning his journey at Buckman Heights before moving into the role as acting assistant principal at Long Ridge Elementary in January of 2024. One of his favorite things about working in education is the ability to build relationships with students and families. The others are continuously learning from others, especially students, on a daily basis, and watching our students grow over time. Tellis is proud of the work that he has been a part of as a member of the Long Ridge team over this past year and is looking forward to continuing the work as an appointed assistant principal. In his time outside of school setting, Tellis spends time with his family. Tellis and his wife Tanya celebrated their 14th anniversary in October, and they are parents to Braden and Cameron. Tellis also enjoys camping/glamping, watching his sons play baseball and basketball, golf cart cruises, and cooking. Congratulations, Tellis. Todd Fleming has earned a bachelor's degree in history with a concentration in elementary education, a graduate degree in education and human development, and a master's in educational leadership and supervision. Todd spent over 16 years in the Rochester City School District. 12 of those years were a classroom teacher where he taught special education in the self-contained, resource room, consultant teacher, and integrated co-teacher settings. He was also a coordinating administrator in special education, overseeing a variety of schools and their special education students. Currently, Todd is serving as an acting assistant principal for Phoenix Academy. In this role, he strives to create a safe and engaging learning environment with an emphasis on communication with families. Todd enjoys building relationships with students and families. He feels that open communication should be at the forefront of this partnership. He looks forward to assisting the Greece Central School District in providing a positive culture and climate for all school communities within the district. Todd lives in the town of Lima with his wife, a second grade teacher in HFL, and their 17-year-old daughter. As a member of the Lima community, he has been a coach of a number of girls' basketball and softball teams. Congratulations, Todd. Do you want to do a picture, or would you like me to call up?
Nope, we'll do the picture first, then we'll do the next three.
Wonderful.
So Jeremy and Kathy and Mark. Mr. Fleming. Picture. No, you're in it.
Want to get a picture? There you go. They're free tonight.
All right, and next, I would like to welcome our three new Assistant Directors of Pupil Personnel Services, Katie Coffey, Greg Burns, and Callan Ruff. Katie Coffey has worked for the Greece Central School District for 6 years. First as a special education teacher in middle school 1211, and then as an assistant principal at Odyssey Academy. While working in Greece, Katie has been involved in the GTA Special Education Committee, Guardians of Equity, and Culture and Climate Committees. Her primary responsibilities as an assistant principal included overseeing the special education department and supporting the NISA program. Katie's favorite part of working in education is the ability it provides to develop opportunities and relationships that support students. Prior to her time in Greece, Katie worked as a special education teacher in a variety of settings at Sodas Junior-Senior High School. She served as the 7th grade department chair, ESY teacher, and as a teacher for the 21st Century After School program. She also worked ESI programming over multiple summers for BOCES 1. Katie made a career shift to begin working in education as an aide in a 613 classroom at the Kessler Center, a residential school in the Rochester area. Prior to this time, she worked in a variety of roles for agencies such as Easter Seals, Heritage, and Lifetime Assistance with individuals with disabilities. Outside of work, Katie loves to spend time with her husband and 2 children. The family enjoys exploring the world, trying new restaurants, and traveling together. Katie keeps busy as the president of her Board of Education, watching her son play soccer and taking bike rides with her daughter. Congratulations, Katie. Greg Burns began his career in the North Country, teaching social studies and special education at Sackett's Harbor Central School before moving to Rochester to work as a special education teacher and dean of students at Wheatland Chili Central School District. He holds a bachelor's in history and social studies from SUNY Cortland, a master's in special education from West Virginia University, as well as a CAS in building and district level leadership from the University of Rochester. Greg's favorite experiences in education revolve around his involvement in school communities as a coach of track and field, basketball, and soccer, as well as a class and club advisor. Greg is excited to take what he has learned in implementing a multi-tiered system of supports at Wheatland Chi-Li to support Greece's efforts to support students holistically. Greg resides in the 19th Ward of Rochester with his lovely partner Rebecca, their 2 cats, Greta and Zelda, and can be found staying active through hobbies like basketball, golf, travel, and photography. Congratulations and welcome to Greece Central. Callan Ruff graduated from the State University of New York at Cortland with a Bachelor of Science in Inclusive Special Education and went on to obtain her Master's of Science in Literacy from St. John Fisher and her administrative degree at the State University at Brockport. Callan has been in education for the past 12 years. Before joining Greece, she held positions as a special education teacher at Mary Carriola Children's Center and with the Brighton Central School District. Most recently, she served as the K-8 special education TOSA with the Spencerport Central School District. Callan's favorite aspect of work is witnessing each student that she has the privilege of supporting achieve their success. As she transitions to her new role in Greece, she is most excited about building strong relationships with colleagues, students, and families. Callan also looks forward to collaborating with other professionals, sharing ideas, and working together to create a supportive environment where our students can reach their full potential. Outside of work, Callan loves spending time with her 2 children, Beckett and Kaya, and her husband, Chris. She also enjoys traveling, seeing new places, and being near water. Congratulations and welcome.
Stacy, can you come up for the picture too, please? Thank you. Congratulations to all our hires tonight. Thank you. Moving on to 2.02, Kids Care Terms and Conditions. Can I someone move that to the table, please? Moved by Mr. Maloney, seconded by Mr. Butler. Any comments, questions, concerns on that? Seeing none, all those in favor? That passes 5-0. Moving on to the capital project update. Superintendent Groutman.
Yes, I'm just going to turn it over to Mr. Khalili and Mr. Bianchi to give us an update of the capital project work that we're doing, as well as a budget update with that. So take it away.
All right. I'm going to try not to take all this personal that they're all leaving, but a little difficult.
You should.
Next time I want to do it first. Welcome, everyone. Lou and I are going to present tonight capital project update. The last time we did an update for the board and the public was about a year ago, June of '23. As you know, there's always capital projects going on in Greece. We're a large district. And Lou's been here for almost 20 years. There's been projects every summer throughout the year. Tonight, what we want to do is give a brief overview of the outstanding projects that are currently out there. Quick Reimagine Greece change order status for everyone, and then a Reimagine Greece financial summary as well. So just to close the door on some completed projects that we talked about a year ago, the Early Learning Center digital sign has been completed. That is done. The Athena digital sign you may see out there is fully completed. The Olympia and Long Ridge emergency roof projects are completed. And as you recall, we had our CRRSA federal funds. We completed a set of playgrounds, carpet replacement to tile flooring in several schools, fitness room and equipment and renovation updates in our high school settings, and upgrades to most of our HVAC controllers. And we've also did some Elcott Road Annex upgrades for staff use at that building. These projects are done, and they won't be coming back to the board. On the outstanding capital projects, we thought we'd list those, and then Lou's going to do a brief update on each of them, just to let you know where we are with it. But the Arcadia roof repair project is outstanding. We're almost done with that. That was caused due to a wind event. The ELC, we have a storage building in process there. We're looking at that through a SAMS grant that we were able to obtain. Classroom lock set upgrades, that is still open for some reasons that Lou may touch on when he gets there. We've got 3 day automation projects. One is to continue our upgrades to our security controllers throughout the buildings, the intrusion systems throughout our buildings, and the MPX controller project, which is, again, finishing off the remainder schools for HVAC controllers. Most of all of these are 20, 30 years old. We're upgrading all of those to get them up to date. We've also got Brookside carpet replacement with tile flooring going on this summer. I mentioned in CRRSA, we did a bunch of carpet to tile in there. We couldn't fit Brookside in due to timeline, so we are now switched the funding from that to ARP, and that will be done over the summer. All the schools, including district office, 3rd floor, are having the PA system upgrades. All those PA systems will be upgraded, replaced, new servers put in. Everybody's looking forward to that. And then the last item that is still open, and you may have noticed it when you walked up, is at this facility, there is a flagpole monument work being completed to kind of honor the existing building that was here prior to TSSF. Then as we get to Reimagine Greece, R4, you can see, was completed back in 2023, a lot of that work. Odyssey entrance, then some work at Athena and Odyssey and Buckman Heights and such. We are finalizing those final cost reports to be submitted for June of this year. That will allow us to get full state aid for the following school year and start flowing for us. R4B is some Long Ridge site work that will happen this summer. R5 is our Arcadia and Craig Hill, work being done there during the summer. R5A is the Patty Hill Gym that started last year, should be completed sometime this year. And then R6 and R6A are other projects, an Athena chiller replacement. We're hoping to be done during this summer. It says possibly ARP because if we can make it work, we are looking to take the chiller at Athena and fund it with the ARP dollars, which would then free up an additional $2 million in R6 to do some additional scope work in R6, which would take place in 2025. Lou.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure meeting you folks. I don't know how many more times I'll be saying that, but getting close. So I'm just going to briefly give you a little bit more detail on several of these projects. The Arcadia roof repair, that was a wind event that occurred, and we've been working with our insurance company. They have agreed to cover that. There's several contractors involved. We're just ironing out some final details on contracts and getting materials ordered. That should be done this summer. The roof has been watertight for a year, but that'll be done this summer, by the end of summer. The Early Learning Center storage building, as Romeo indicated, we're using a grant to fund this. It's a relatively small addition that's going to be built adjacent to the new play zone and where it connects to the school, so they have room for storage for all of the materials that feed those programs. They actually have no place to keep anything now. So that'll be a big help there. That's at SED awaiting review. Went in a few weeks ago. SED is currently at 28 weeks lead time. So we don't expect to see that until whenever 28 weeks is up, 7 months from now. And we'll do that construction next summer, summer of 2025. The classroom lock set project by way of review. The phase one was the work that our facilities guys did a couple of years ago. We bought all of the lock sets to secure the classrooms, and our facilities guys, headed up by Kurt Keller, he's going to be saying, yay, I didn't call him Dave Hathaway or Chris Luther, so you're good, Kurt. That work's completed. Phase two of that has been under construction for about a year. You're probably scratching your head wondering why. We're about 75% complete, and that was continuing the hardening of the large group instruction areas. We've got a bit of a contractual issue that we're working through. Had some contact with our attorney today, and we're trying to get that straightened out. And the intent is to get that work done this summer one way or another. The Romeo touched on these day automation projects, pretty self-explanatory. It's getting rid of a lot of our old manual and pneumatic controls and going to electronic, much more functional and easier to work on. Brookside carpet, this is the same that we did in 4 or 5 schools last summer, getting rid of the carpet in the corridors, asbestos tile underneath it, and putting in new tiles, including a logo at the main entrance for some nice school identity. Romeo mentioned the PA systems. So we had 3 schools previously completed in capital projects, but we weren't able to keep up in the capital projects. So Scott Narramore's been running this project, and there's 14 other schools that will be complete in about a month. So every school will have a brand-new head-end equipment for the intercom systems. Again, Romeo touched on this monument. Just a bit of background. The building that we demolished on the corner over here before we started construction here, we salvaged a number of the plaques that were built into the sides of the 1929 original Greece school building. And there was also a time capsule in there. So we're actually taking those plaques, and they will become part of this monument that's going right out in this southwest corner of the building here. The construction actually started today. They're going to be pouring the concrete footings on Friday, and probably about 3 weeks that'll be completed. Dave Richardson's been working with the Greece Historical Society on that project. Reimagine Greece update. This is kind of just an introduction. Let's go to the next slide. Again, phases 4 and 5, R4 construction 100% complete. R5 construction, this is a balance of work that wasn't able to be completed last summer at Arcadia High School and Craig Hill. We're starting up there in a few weeks, and that will be done by the end of summer 2024. 5A is the Patty Hill Gym. I was in there this afternoon. They're working on finishes inside now. They're painting, starting the tile. So that's moving along, and we're hoping that that's finished about 3 or 4 weeks before school starts to give the folks time to move everything in there. So that's in good shape also. 4B, 6A, that's the Long Ridge site work. As you will recall, we had some issues with the fire hydrants at that school. So this project actually fixes that, gets everything in working order, all new piping, additional hydrants to give us appropriate coverage. We've been working very closely with the Barnard Fire Department during the last year or so. So that'll be done this summer, as well as at Athena, chiller replacement. That's going to be starting up here thanks to a couple of the principals and some other folks to get us an early start on June 10th. And the hopes are to have that completed end of fall. And finally, R6 is the last phase of this project. And that was work, the last 2 schools that had work as far as Reimagine Greece is concerned was Athena and English Village. That's been sitting at SED for 7, 8, 9 months. They finally looked at it. They got back to us recently with some questions that were answered by the architect. So we're hoping for approval on that anytime. We will put that out to bid probably early fall, and that work will be done next summer. And then finally, for me, just a quick change order update. I need to put my glasses on to see this. I think what I'll do is I'll just call your attention, this spreadsheets here, that's here. If you go to the last line where it says May 2023, that bottom line were the numbers that we presented last year when we met with you. The line directly above that is the updated change order line. So you see the construction budget went up $3.5 million from additional phases that have been done since May of 2023. You'll see the contingency, which is 5% of the budget, increased. Unfortunately, the number of change orders also increased. The value amount of the change orders increased. And you'll see under change order percent of budget, we went from 4.3 to 5.01. 5% is where we actually want to be. So that's a good thing. Now, we're not finished yet, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. And then we reported on the change orders over 10,000, which you folks review all of those and approve those. And then the final column is the contingency balance. So if we were at 5%, that column would say zero. That $4,300 negative is attributed to 5.01%. So that's an upgrade, an update on the change orders. I'll turn it back over to Romeo.
Okay, just to touch again, quick high view, overview of budget and where we currently stand. This slide hadn't changed from last time we met. The transportation building was about $500,000. This facility was about $500,000 under budget when we completed it a couple years ago. Looking at the other phases, R1, R2, R3, basically the same. You'll see in R4, 5, the building improvements was added. R5, I noted in there, new since May of last year, is the gym. Currently, we have a budget of about $5 million. We're about $3.7 million. So there's about a $1.2 million balance there. Long Ridge site work in Athena Chiller, and the building improvements in R6. You see budgets there, but we don't have dollars there yet because that work hasn't started. We'll update that for you as we move on. Overall, we've still got about 9.8, almost $10 million remaining in Reimagine Greece to get the work done this summer, as well as any work that needs to happen in 2025. And that will keep us right at the $107.8 million authorization for the project. And then as we look at the overall budget, you can see the difference between the $10.3 million here and the $9.8 million on the other side is basically due to these DASNY fees. We hold them open until such point that we don't need to use the DASNY fees to do some of the financing we need to do. If we don't need to spend that money, we will let it go of it and have it be used for construction work in R6 in the summer of 2025. But you can see the budget at $107.8 million. Incidentals, we budgeted it at 18% at the time. You can see we're over budget on the incidentals. It's not that surprising. Typically, we would budget around 25%, but we wanted to put as much scope as we could into construction. Looks like we're exceeding that a little bit, but we're at about $96.2 million. We've got about $10 million left again to finish up the work. As I mentioned earlier, we're still looking at ARP funding, and I wanted to make a point on this. So the ARP funds have guidelines in there that would apply to some of the work in Reimagine Greece. Specifically, what we're focusing on is the chiller at Athena and then if possible, the windows at Athena. Due to the budget, the scope has been reduced at Athena for this year. We've got it in the Level Up project, the next project coming up. But if we can get the chiller done by the fall, and if ARP, federal funds, comes through with what's known as late liquidation, which basically says, as long as you obligate the work by September 30th, you've got until December of 2026 to finish the work, similar to what they did with CRRSA. If that happens, we will be able to potentially take $2 million chiller out of Reimagine Greece and fund it with ARP. And then we would put back on the table the windows that we had to cut out of Reimagine Greece for $3 or $4 million, and hopefully get that done out of ARP as well by December of '26. If we can do both of those, if everything goes our way and we can do both of those, it's another $5 or $6 million worth of work that we can go back to the table and Reimagine Greece and get done, which may take us to 2026 instead of 2025, but that would all be worth doing. If the late liquidation does not come through, what you're seeing here is what we're going to be stuck with a more limited scope on it. But we're hopeful, and we're keeping our eyes on it, and we're trying to do everything we can to be able to use those funds for the chiller and the windows to get that done.
Questions? Mr. Butler?
Thanks for the report, gentlemen. The only question I had was on the second to last slide there on number 18. So you pointed out the incidental, the overage in the incidental department, just so I can make sure I understand what you're saying, Romeo. That is what might cause us to reduce the scope of what we're actually doing, like in terms of maybe not doing the windows?
No, not specifically for that. Some of the other areas in the construction budget came up higher in the bids than what we had originally budgeted, so they've come in over. With the $10 million that we have here, with 1.2 of that being DASNY fees, our original scope for R6 was about $13 or $14 million. And in order to have the design fees, which are not reflected in here, there's still other fees that have to hit this incidental that is going to make that probably go a little bit higher. But there's just not enough total overall funding is the way we look at it in order to pay for the design, the construction management, and the construction to get all the scope done. So the big ticket item that we did pull out was the Athena windows at $3 or $4 million at this point in time.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? I just have a comment, and this is to Mr. Bianchi as he transitions into retirement. I want to thank him. He came on into Greece Central about the time I did on the Board of Education. We had a major snafu with our 2001 capital improvement projects, and Lou Bianchi single-handedly has oversaw every capital improvement project this district has done since that time, and has kept us on a path where we didn't have the issues we had in the 2001 CIP. And I just want to thank you on behalf of the residents, the school district, our community. Wish you well in retirement. I'm going to miss hearing you speak at our meetings, but I wish you nothing but the best, and thank you on behalf of the Board of Education. Thank you. All right, moving on to 5.01, the school bus bond resolution. Can I have somebody move that to the table, please? Moved by Mr. Bonagorio, seconded by Mr. Maloney. Is there any comments, questions, concerns with this? Seeing none, all those in favor? That passes 5-0. Moving on to anticipated bids, it's written information only. Does anybody have any questions? Budget status report is written information only. Does anybody have any questions? Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. Sure.
So the resolution notes that,
Mark, you're in the wrong spot.
I'm in the wrong spot?
Yep. We're doing anticipated bid, 6.01.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. We'll come
We
back
can,
to that one.
yep, we can get back to that. So on 6.01, does anybody have any questions? All right, moving on, 6.02 is budget status report, it's written information only. Does anybody have any questions on that? All right, seeing none, moving on to the consent agenda time. Somebody move the consent agenda to the table, please. Moved by Mr. Maloney, seconded by Mr. Butler. Comments, questions, or concerns? Mr. Bonagorio?
Thank you. Appreciate the help there, Sean.
Yep.
Mr. McCabe. So the security system, the resolution notes that, that the bid was put out to the Rochester Business Journal and that we received two bids in response to the RFP. And I'm not sure who I should be addressing question two, but, so, given the type of product or system, I'm wondering if the RBJ has enough scope. And given the technicalities of it and the expense of it, and getting only two bids back, I'm wondering if there, and I know there's, no.
So I can add something to that.
Microphone.
The RBJ and
Microphone.
the Rochester Business Journal and, I forget what the second one is, but there's a second one, huh? Daily Record are the two official newsprint. When we do RFPs and/or bids, they go out on an electronic system called BidNet. So they hit everybody out there for folks locally as well as people from out of state to be able to go. They get feeds from BidNet. So it's not only a newsprint notification, it's an electronic notification system as well that we use.
And that's national in scope?
Whoever wants to look at it can see it from BidNet.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a wide scope.
So given that we received only two bids back, do we feel comfortable that we're getting enough exposure for that?
I'll add to that. These two were geared more specifically towards a specific system, and there's only certain authorized vendors for those systems, and these two were two authorized vendors that sent back bids. In the next piece of this, should we okay the rejection of these two bids, the next RFP is going to be much broader in scope in terms of systems. It'll be broader in the sense of other types of system in addition to what's here. So we're expecting that being a broader net and being broader scope should bring back not only the system that we did look to purchase, but others as well.
Okay, thank you.
So we are expecting that hopefully by, I want to say June or July, I think we were looking to have that back.
Great. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
And are questions or comments under the consent agenda? Mr. Butler?
So, Romeo, this is probably for you again. So, there was one where we got no bids at all. Yeah, different bid, sorry.
Yes.
Can you reference which one?
Yep, it's bid 2473, the glass, window, and door supplies and repairs. So just, I'm curious, what do we do when we get no bids?
We can go ahead and
Buy
get
it.
quotes and purchase
Okay.
it from other
Okay.
places.
All right.
And then we'll, typically in our processes and proceed, we'll get, depending on the value, we'll get 3 or 4 quotes to make sure that we're doing the best we could on terms of price. But if we have the bid, it usually locks in the lowest price. And then we have a source for the entire year. With this, no bids being received, every time we have a window and glass, we probably will need to get 3 quotes.
Okay.
To get the work completed.
And the things where we got just one bid and saw some, significant price increases on a couple of those, is it, like, once we get a bid, are we obliged to use it even if we only get one bid, or?
I'm going to say technically yes.
Okay,
Again, because those bids are typically over $20,000, so the contractor, the vendor on the other side of that could file a grievance. But if there's items that they cannot provide or in the timeline that we need, we could solicit some other business.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? I would just like to make a comment on the donations. I'd like to thank the extra classroom funds at Arcadia High, Athena Middle, Odyssey Academy for their donations to various things across the school district. I'd like to thank Wegmans for their donation in memory of Rory Ballman of $500 to the Arcadia High School. I would like to thank New York State SED for the First in Math winners donation, and Gus Anderson Kenny and Associates and GASA for their donations for the Greece Central Retirement Celebration. With that, all those in favor of the consent agenda? That passes 5-0. Moving on to 9.01, Spanish curriculum recommendation. That's our information only. Does anybody have any questions? So, all right, moving on to 10.01. Can I have somebody move the certified budget vote results from May 21st, 2024 to the table, please? Moved by Ms. Farrar, second by Ms. Brongorio. Any comments, questions, or concerns with this? Seeing none, all those in favor? That passes 5-0. And now I'm going to make a motion that the Board of Education go into executive session and discuss the employment history of a particular person leading to their employment with the district. Can I get a second on that? Second by Mr. Maloney. All those in favor? That passes 5-0. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.